Hi, welcome to Dynamic Canon. My name is Sagar Subin, and in this video, I want to talk about optimized 3D packing containerization. In this video, I want to talk about some issues which you can encounter. In my prior video, I've just broken the ice of how this feature works. In this issue, I want to go one step ahead and highlight few issues which I've noticed with this particular feature, which is still in production preview. So to explain the issue, let's take an item which has a width of 15, depth of 10, and a height of 5, and another item which have similar dimensions, but the width and the depth are swapped. So the width is 10 and the depth is 15. And simple maths, both these items have same value. The slab 1 and slab 2 have same value, but they will not get same packing results in a box of 20 in height, 20 in width, and 20 in depth. So the slab 1 will get a different packing result, slab 2 will get a different packing result, which is something maybe we'll get wiser, but in my mind, the volumes are same, and if you rotate them in a 3D packaging, they both will end up getting packed in one box. So the scenario is items when you swap the width dimension, you get different results. And uh, this is something which is very important, that if you don't set your master data properly, you will not get proper results. So many people will test it and they will say it does not work. But the key thing we need to remember is that the width is the dimension which it tries to match with the box width, and the rotation is only across the width. It is not rotating across the height or across the depth. And that is the problem. So width to width match, so box width and the slab width, and it is only doing, it is trying to rotate like this only, and see, it is trying to find out if I can pack. You will understand in the next slide. If I pack 10 items of slab 1, they will not be packed in the box. But if I take 10 items of slab 2, all the 10 will come in one box, which is the issue I'm trying to explain. Now, if you see over here, when the width is 15, the box is rotated across the width. So the box is 20. The slab has a width of 10, oh sorry, 15. So 5 is remaining over here. So 1, there are 3 behind it. So total 4 and 4 over here. But the system is not taking the remaining to the ninth and the 10th slab over here. Because if you rotate them like this, they will come over here. So if I can show you in my video, this is how the slab is packed right now. In the previous video, it was like this. Now it is packed like this over here. It is standing. And there are 4 standing behind it and 4 standing over here. But system is not doing this. So it should do a rotational like this to get 1 over here and 1 over here. It's not doing it. But when you take the item with the width 10, what system is doing is, this was our slab. It rotated it like this, and then this is the first slab, 1 over here. And because system tried to rotate it across the width only, and then it worked, because when you rotate it like this, it is matching over here, right? So width is the dimension which I've noticed in my testing, which is primary, and it is only rotating across width to see if it fits. It does not try different combinations, and maybe in my mind, that's a problem. So now we're going to see how the width 15 scenario, the slab gets packed like this and it leaves a space over here, right? So to visualize this, we need to understand how system is doing the packing. So if you see over here, this is the box and the black part is the slab. Now you see this is the width 15 and the box is 20. So there is a gap over here of 5. But the system is only rotating the box across width. So this is the position of how it is packed right now. But system is trying to rotate it across width to see if I can fill the gap. So this is the final position after you rotate. This is how it is packed, okay. And then system tries to rotate it across width only, which is this. And that position cannot fill this position. It is not rotating it across a different axis. So system is like, okay, this dimension cannot be fixed over here because it's not rotating it like this. And that's why with the width 15 scenario, there is a gap, and then system ends up packing only 8 pieces in a box of 20 by 20 by 20 because four are over here, one, three more behind it, standing like this. Slab is like this, they're standing like this. A system, and then four are below over here. The system is trying to rotate like this to see if I can fill the space. Not possible because system is not doing this rotation across the height axis. It's not doing that. And that is why the width 15 slab will end up disappointing you because it will not give you optimum packing, surprisingly. When you go to the width 10 scenario, system packs like this. So the one particular slab is like this, one slab is like this, and it has rotated across the width and it has packed all the 10 slabs in one box. And that is the difference. Technically, if you rotate these boxes, they are the same boxes, right? Geometrically, they are the same, they hold the same value, but dynamics is giving a different result. So that's a problem in my mind. I may be wrong, but again, I'm open for inputs if this is by design. So let's see how system is packing over here, and I can help you visualize. So in this particular scenario, what system is doing is that it is only rotating the slab across width. You see, this is the position it's packed like now. But to fill the below space, this space, system rotated it like this across the width. Now it makes sense. System is like, yeah, when I rotate, I can fill the ninth and 10th one like this, right? So the width 10 scenario is clean because 10 plus 10 is 20. And when you rotate it like this, you end up eight boxes standing like this and two slabs like this. And that's why it says I can pack now 10 slabs in one box, right? So this is what I've found that if you change the dimensions of how you store your width, height, and your depth in the item master, it will give you different results when you will use the 3D algorithm for containerization. So my intention is just to highlight, to bring awareness that there is a small, maybe a gap, but it could also be that this is by design, that width is the primary dimension and the rotation always will be around the width dimension. But in my mind, I think customers want to rotate some of the items in all directions. They want maximum stuffing to happen inside the boxes. So in that cases, this will fail because it will not work, right? So now I will quickly show you how this happens in the system. So now we are in Dynamics. Let's take a look at the slab scenario. So we'll go to the release products. Let me show you my items. So if we try and find out the 3D items, there is the 3D slab. If you scroll down to the warehouse tab and the physical dimension group ID, in the first scenario, I'm going to keep a width of 10 and a depth of 15. Height remains the same, volume remains the same. Now I go to the sales order. And we have a sales order over here, which is 357. Now I will try to sell it. So the 3D slab item, we're trying to sell 10 items. Auto containerization is set up, as I've also shared in the previous video on how to use it. So now I will simply release it to warehouse to see how system packs these 10 pieces. Will system pack it in one box or will system pack it in two boxes? Before I go and hit release, I also want to show you my container type. So I have a large box of 20 by 20 by 20. And in my container build template, uh, the wave step code is 3D pack and it is using boxes. So it will obviously try to hit the large box first, which is having a dimension of 20 by 20 by 20, as I've shown you earlier. Okay, so now let's go and release the sales order. and see how system packs it. So 357, and I hit release to warehouse. So we got to work. If I go to the loads and we navigate to the load ID, if I open the load, I can check the container structure, and we can see system has only created one container, and it has used a large box to pack it, and it wants me to pack all the 10 slabs into it, right? So uh, fine, and it makes sense mathematically because volume wise, weight wise, and 3D rotational wise, you can pack them as I've shown you earlier in the illustration. So now let's try and change width and the depth. Let's try and swap them and do the similar release and see what happens. So now I will delete this load. Okay, we go back to the sales order. Okay, fine, I refreshed. The load should be gone from here. Gone. Now let's go back to the item master and change the dimensions. So I hit edit, we go down to the warehouse tab, physical dimension group ID, view details, and now I'm going to swap the width and the depth. So I will make width as 15 and depth as 10. And now the volume remains the same, but the weight remains the same. 3D wise, it is still the same because it changes nothing in the geometry. You have just swapped the width to the depth. But now when you release the sales order, you will get a different results, which is what I'm trying to highlight. So now if I release it again, same 10 pieces of the 3D slab, same setup, everything is same. Now we got to load 857. If you open it up, you can see the container structures. Wow, now we have two boxes. So system is saying, now you need to pack in two boxes. Take a large box and put 8 pieces inside it, and then take another large box and put 2 pieces again. So this is what I'm trying to highlight, that if you try and swap the width and the depth, you get different results, right? And I think it is all down in how the algorithm is written. I've seen that the width is the main dimension. If it is larger than half of the container's width, that means if the container is 20, the container's width is 20, and if your item has a width of 10, everything will work fine. It will go for maximum. But if your item's width is more than half of your container's width, things change. And the results are not geometrically correct in my understanding. So it's not doing rotation in other axis. So this is something maybe it's by design, so we need to adapt. If this is a problem, then obviously Microsoft will improve it very quickly in the algorithm. Otherwise, if anyone is aware of it and knows why it is like this, then I'm open for a discussion and gaining more knowledge. So thanks for watching.